If you had all the money in the world, what prehistoric scene would you want to resurrect? Hey everyone, Mike here with Prehistoric Magazine. Welcome back to another video. Now, this is meant to be a fun video. As always, you guys know me. If there's ever been a video where I really want to hear everyone that clicks on this video, I want to hear your response. It's definitely this video. I really want to hear your response to this question. But let's pretend that we're paleo artists. I cannot draw worth a damn. Not at all can I draw, but let's just pretend for the sake of this video that we can draw. We can sculpt. We can build. If you had all the money in the world, you could either do it yourself or hire someone. What would you want to see? What scene from prehistory would you want to see? Now, if you're still confused, let me elaborate more. If I had all the money in the world, I would hire the best paleo artists in the world to start resurrecting life-size dinosaurs, and not necessarily just life-size dinosaurs, but life-size scenes from prehistory. I think that if I was a billionaire, I'd be making dinosaur documentaries. I'd be taking what Prehistoric Planet has done, and I'd be taking it not necessarily to the next step, because I think Prehistoric Planet is almost absolutely perfect, but I'd be building all sorts of other scenes that we haven't seen. Acrocanthosaurus, Sauroposeidon, stuff like that. Picture that you have all this money, you can hire the best sculptors, the best paleo artists in the world, and they're going to build you a T-Rex, life-size T-Rex with 1 foot up on the carcass of an Alamosaurus that's dead, a life-size Alamosaurus, and it's got its head buried maybe into the enormous rib cage. And down on the ground is one life-size Quetzalcoatlus, and maybe a little bit further off in the distance is another Quetzalcoatlus. What an amazing scene if, that was something that greeted you on the way into a natural history museum. Just to be able to walk up to a life-size T-Rex with its head buried in an Alamosaurus rib cage and see the fallen Alamosaurus life-sized as well down on the ground. So that's what I'm getting at. If money was no object and you could hire team of paleo artists, a team of sculptors, what scene from prehistory would you want to bring to life? Now, we can open this up to anything from prehistory. Doesn't have to be dinosaurs. I'm going to choose dinosaurs. I'll give you mine in a little bit. You can choose whatever you want. But what would you choose and why? There's just so many scenes that I wish I could see. And, let's face it, I don't necessarily know about season 3 of Prehistoric Planet. So that's why I thought this would be a fun kind of just brainstorming video. And I'm actually hoping to get a lot of paleo artists chiming in. I talked to a lot of paleo artists on X, Twitter. I'm really hoping that they may take the time to come out with this video and really give what's on everyone's mind. Now, without further ado, I think the scene that I would most want to see would be a small herd of Argentinosaurs. So think about how big that would be. Maybe there's 2 or 3 adults with a handful of juveniles, and maybe the juveniles are somewhere in the middle, and somewhere on the outskirts of that scene, near the deep and dark and entangled forest, we start to see 2 or 3 giant Mapusaurs emerging out into the clearing or out into the light. Now, there's probably also a couple other juvenile Mapusaurs in different individuals of varying ages, but it would be this family of or pack of Mapusaurs. I'm not going to say necessarily taking down a life-size Argentinosaurus, an adult, but at best harassing them. And probably what would be easiest to harass would be the juveniles. So what an amazing scene that would be. Now, Mapusaurus was not the biggest sauropod of all time, but is big enough. Probably about 7 tons. And again, we've talked about this on this channel before. Theropods are probably going to turn out to be a lot bigger than we probably imagined, because remember, some of these individuals will only have a couple to go off of. So I want to say Mapusaurus is maybe 8.5 tons. Who knows how big it got? I'm not going to say it's bigger than Rex at this moment, but it's a big animal nonetheless. 7 tons, 8 tons. Be amazing to see a couple of them stalking and harassing a herd of Argentinosaurs. And maybe this herd of Argentinosaurs has some of the juveniles in the middle, or maybe we have a big male rearing up onto its back legs to try and intimidate this pack of carnivores that's coming in. So that's kind of the scene that I would resurrect if money was no object. Now, if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, you probably know that I have a fascination with big theropods and big sauropods. That's what I want to see. And I don't think that's been delivered in not only the movies, but in documentaries as well. You know, a close second would be a pack of acrocanthosaurs coming and stalking and harassing a small herd of sauroposeidons. So you get the gist of what I would be at if money was no object. I'd be resurrecting life-size dinosaurs, as realistic as it comes, with beautiful colors. Not necessarily way out there colors, but colors kind of how Prehistoric Planet did it, which is they're not just brown or gray or green. From a distance, they may look, you know, think about the tarbosaurs in Prehistoric Planet. The closer you get, you notice tints of red. It's almost like tints of the desert is in their skin. So they're pebbled hides. So that's what I would like to do too, which is add color, but not too much color. Still keep it realistic. But the closer you got, you start to realize more ornate patterns in their pebbled hides. So love to hear your thoughts on this down in the comments section down below. That's what I'd be resurrecting if money was no object. Small pack of mapusaurs stalking and harassing a herd of Argentinosaurus. So love to hear your thoughts. Comment section down below. Appreciate all the support. See you in the next video. Take care.